All right.
Okay, so I decided to combine my two principles of study at Augustana to do this presentation, psychology and education. As I kind of traveled through the education classes, I noticed that we kind of took a step away from psychology and we stopped learning about it a little bit. So when I went to J.B. Young for 451, I wanted to look and see if psychology was incorporated in those classrooms and if it was at all. So one thing I really love is Piaget's theory of the cognitive development and how that can factor into your lessons. So the purpose was to understand how to take children's developmental stage into account with teaching them. So the question that I looked into is, how can you not teach a kindergartner the same way as a fifth grader? Because cognitively they are not on the same field at all. So with that, you don't want to have lessons that are below or above their cognitive functioning. So to go along with Piaget's stage theory, we have his first stage theory, which is sensory motor, ages 0 to 2. This is the lovely experimental stage that children go through when you're telling them don't touch that, that'll break, and they do it anyway. It's that lovely stage. So then they go into pre-operational stage from about 2 to 7 years old. So this would be when they're about pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, second grade. And this is the stage where children become very egocentric. It is all about them, and they make sure you know it. So, and with that, they can't perceive ideas or concepts that are beyond their own experience. If they haven't experienced or dealt with it personally, they really have no chance of understanding what you're trying to teach them. Which then brings you to concrete operational stage, which is from about the age of 7 to 12. And this is where the logical thinking begins to happen, and children begin to connect and use their experience in situations. They're starting to take that step beyond themselves and understand what's going on around them, while still incorporating their own experience. So then you go into formal operational stage, which is from 12 to adulthood, and this is where students begin to think abstractly. So if you say, oh, can you imagine this, chances are they're going to be able to do that. But as Piaget noted, not everyone reaches this stage, even as you get into adulthood. Not everyone is able to think abstractly. So this is kind of what we aim for as teachers, is getting students to this formal operational stage, or what we term as the higher thinking. So how can this be used in high poverty schools? By understanding the cognitive ability of the students, teachers can plan more effectively. Students will be able to grasp concepts if they are tailored to their abilities. By studying these stage theories, teachers can better grasp what their students are capable of. Yet again, you don't want to go below or above their capabilities. You still want them to be challenged, but understanding what they are capable of. And then students will benefit from this more personalized instruction. And then also understanding this will also help students on a personal level. Students may have difficulty grasping the concepts that are happening in their life, such as a family death, that they can't cognitively understand. So this is going beyond the teacher's role, where you become more of a counselor for students. If you have a young student who has a death in the family, they may not have any idea as to what that means. They might know that that person's gone, but they can't think abstractly that, they won't be back. All right, and then I was going through the Kerwin textbook, and I found this connection. 4 keys to measuring success. So you have 1, a positive relationship with the teacher. Yet again, if you can tailor your lessons to the students, they will have a positive relationship with you. 2, the ability to succeed. Students will be more likely to succeed if the teacher knows their abilities. 3, content's relevance to what is important to them. So, and you'll notice I have a couple things here which we'll get to. This is for my kindergarten lesson. Students aren't going to know what music notes are at the age of 5. But I guarantee they probably know what these are: grapes, apple, watermelon. So getting in, making it relevant to them. And then 4, the the teacher's passion for teaching and for the material. I found that if the teacher can make these connections with the students, then teaching is so much more rewarding. Because it's able to develop on such a more personal level if you realize where their state of mind is. All right, time for some role playing, guys. Come forward, have a seat on the floor. You're going to be my lovely kindergartners.
Kindergarten, oh man. I got to play high school sophomore a little while ago. This is even more fun.
All right, do you guys know what this is? Please raise your hand. Emma, that's an apple. It's an apple. What about this one? That's a grape. It's a grape. What about this one? Watermelon. Good. All right, can you repeat after me? Grape.
Great.
Grape. Grape. Apple. 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 Grape. Apple. Grape. Sorry. Grape. Apple. Watermelon. 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 Apple. 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 Grape. Good job, kindergarten. All right, who wants to come up and choose where to put these? We're going to try and put them into a straight line. Yes. You can just choose one. All right, someone else. Yes. Good. Someone else. All right, we'll just start with those three. So, again, grape, grape, watermelon, watermelon, apple, apple. Good, let's try it again. Ready? Grape, watermelon, apple. Good job, kindergarten. Very good. Who wants to come up and create a new one? Can you make it different in some way? Yes. Do you want me to do three or just one? Okay, that's fine. Someone else? Alright. And another one. Yes. Don't be shy. Come on up. All right. So remember, apple, apple, grape, grape, apple, apple. All right, let's see if we can put it all together. Ready? With me. Apple, grape, apple. Good job. So this is something that you can do with kindergarten. Very simple. And here we are. We're creating. You just give them a nice little parameter. Come up, choose. You can choose whatever you want. Put it in a line. You can only choose 3. You can make more. And then if you want to, here's something else you could do. You don't have to do this, but it's a way to begin the idea of introducing notation to them. So you could say, oh, here's what notes look like. You don't know what these are yet, but you'll learn them. You can just show them. So it's like here we go. So here you can show them. So you have grape, watermelon, apple. See how there's so many notes? So that's a lesson that you can do. And because they are so young, like I said, they won't be able to think outside what they already know. So if you were to try to introduce these to kindergartners right away and say, let's try and clap these, they'd have no idea. So that brings me to, we're going to be 5th graders. So with that, can we get into groups of, I guess, 2, preferably splitting up my music people? Okay. Sure. All right. So, into groups of 2. You can go back to your seats.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Up there.
All right, Lydia.
All my stuff's over there.
There you are.
But that's 3 sheets. Yeah, we kind of fly there.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I said groups of two.
Oh, up to. Up to.
Okay. No, up to. Alright, so I have just given you cards. With these cards are exactly the notation. And they each have different syllables. So if you look, you have one card that has a quarter note on it. This equals the syllable ta. You have cards that have the 2 notes that are barred, 8th notes. This equals the syllable tt. Then you have another one that's a half note that equals ta, ah. And then you have your barred 4 notes, 16th notes, and this equals ticka ticka. So, going with what I put up here, the way it would sound would be ta, ticka ticka tee. So what you're going to do, you're going to choose any of your cards. You have to use at least 4 of them, and you can arrange them in any rhythm that you want. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, what do you think?
All of them.
4, right?
4
You
cards.
can choose whatever you want. This has to be it.
Alright.
Alright, so what you can do.
Okay, so
Goodness, a lot of them.
okay. Any 4. Okay, so what would sound good?
I see, I'm trying to go straight now, that's not even the point. So it's like ticka ticka ta. Did it?
And then when you arrange them, go ahead and try practicing them. Go ahead and practice the rhythm that you've created.
I like this one because I feel like ticka ticka is pretty fun to say.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's
So
go
I
with it.
can
We're
use
gonna
ticka
start,
ticka.
lead with ticka ticka. Okay.
What are the real ones you
How about TT?
Okay.
Ticka T. Okay, so ticka ticka T T. How about okay? Oh, here. Ta ticka ticka.
Okay.
Okay, so ticka ticka T T ta ticka ticka.
I was in choir.
Okay.
That's great.
All right,
We're ready
beautiful,
for
man.
that
We
band.
are
We were getting ready for it earlier.
music.
Alright,
We
has
are.
everyone created their rhythm?
Yeah.
Alright, so then what you would do to make this go on further and work with the 5th graders is then you would then have them perform it for their class. This teaches them respect between all of them, which is a wonderful tool they can learn. You guys want to just for fun?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Ta,
Ticka ticka tee tee ticka ticka.
good. Group number 2.
Okay.
Ready? Ticka ticka tee tee ta ticka ticka.
Good.
Ticka ticka ta. Ticka ticka tee tee.
Good. Alright, let's go ahead and rearrange the cards and
Okay.
create a new one.
Okay.
What do you think?
Let's do it.
Is it ta ah?
Ta,
Yeah,
ah.
it's a
Ah.
good
Ta,
start.
Okay.
Two.
No, ta.
We'll do something with ta ah this time. Okay. Ta ah ticka ticka
T T.
T T
And then do we end with some tas?
ta ah.
Ta,
Okay.
So we'll have slow,
So
fast,
Got it.
slow.
Okay.
Good to
Okay.
go. Ready again?
Okay. So
Ta
ta ah ticka 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 T T ta ah.
We got it.
That was-
Alright.
We're
That
ready.
one, wait, that one didn't flow as well as the other one.
Alright, well let's start at this group.
Ta. Ticka ticka tee tee ta.
Alright, and switch it up. Let's go to this group. Ta, ta, ticka, ticka, ta. Good.
Ta,
Okay.
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3. Ta, ticka, ticka, ti, ta.
Good.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, it's a little confusing. When I created this, I'm like, oh wait, I'm not gonna have very many music people here. That's okay. So, thinking along the lines of Piaget's stage theory, why do you think this would be a good lesson for 5th graders? Any ideas? Or rather, why do you think this would be the more appropriate lesson versus what we did with the fruit cards for kindergartners?
They probably understand the concept of notes a lot better than kindergartners would. They'd probably just like look at them and think like, I don't have no clue what that is, and again, with like guidance, they'd be able to understand it more.
Yeah, they don't need the bridge to the
Yeah.
that the fruit provides, right?
Yeah, exactly. They are able to think more abstractly in the idea of knowing what these are, especially as you start teaching them, because you're going to be teaching these through, you know, the bridging it through 1st through 4th grade. But either way, yeah, I would not. You could use the fruit cards for 5th grade. I mean, they still enjoy the younger lessons. Not gonna lie, it's a lot of fun to watch them as they do lessons that you think would be babyish for them, but they love it. But yes, that'd be a lot better for them. Emma, did you have something you were gonna say? No? Okay. So I did not really see a lot of this teaching going on at JB. I actually saw more of the Vygotsky approach with zone of proximal development, because not all the students were arranged there by grade. Yes, they were in grade, but they were also, like it was 3rd grade. It was more developed, classes were designed based on their cognitive functioning ability, is what I gathered. So, either way, both approaches are great. I think it just depends upon the situation. I think for JB Young, I think the Vygotsky approach is more efficient because most of the students are tested anyway to know where their placement is. I actually personally enjoy the Piaget. It has its flaws just like anything else, but both approaches would work really well. That's about all I have. Does anyone have any questions?
What was your placement at JB? Could you
I
remind
was
us?
in the music room.
You were in the music room.
I was
Okay,
in the music
okay.
room.
Were kids coming in with much background?
No, not really, not in
Okay.
music in general, unless they'd been there for, I only really worked with the kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade, so there wasn't a lot of musical background, although they did love it. Yeah.
So they come in enjoying music, but not with a lot of musical background. Okay.
I mean, they have background as far as the street background of knowing what's popular on the radio, but as far as a formative education in music,
Okay.
no. Anyone else?
Okay. Thanks, Sarah.